Hey Jared, thanks so much for being with us, man.
Hey man, thanks for having me.
Yeah, appreciate it. Tell us a little bit about what you do and how long you've been doing it.
So I've been doing solar for like 5 years. Um, and I always say like it's really 4 years actually working it because of COVID, right? So
Yeah,
first year was just hitting my stride, figuring it out towards the end of the year was when I was actually getting good, and then boom, COVID. So there was that, and then yeah, and then I came back. We got a new director. He's really moving the office forward. I'd say. And wanted more leaders in the office, whether it's being a manager or just someone that could help out with new people, take out shadows, help close deals for new people, show them the ropes, kind of thing. And I was selected to do that,
nice.
which yeah, it's fun. Like I accepted it happily, but it naturally gave a lot more responsibility, especially in the
Yeah.
beginning, than I was ready for. But
Uh,
we figured it out because that's what we do. Um, but yeah, so like my roles changed, like evolved into not. It's not just about me doing my own deals. I'm helping a lot of new people, creating content that could help the office, once or twice a quarter. I'll do a training in front of the room, help people level up, whether it be with handling objections. Sometimes it's simple stuff like this is actually how you physically knock a door. This is where you physically stand. You know,
yeah.
little things, just anything I could do. So yeah, my responsibilities have increased, I'd say.
And what was the timeline of that? Have they increased while you started working with us, or were you promoted before you started working with us?
So that happens like right as I started working with you, and
Okay.
then I was tasked with a new thing, uh, maybe like a few months after I started working with you, where it's like now I have to actually bring deals back to the office, or at least try to,
Mm-hmm.
where like these are deals that the homeowner didn't want to do it for whatever reason. I just get this list,
Mm-hmm.
from the, and sometimes it could be 30, 40 names on this list, and I'm trying to bring these deals back to life. Um, so that's a big responsibility. It doesn't sound like a lot, like, oh, it's 30, 40 people, but it's very, very time consuming. It takes about a day or two usually.
And
So
do you think that's something? Tell us a little bit more about your experience, like before working with an assistant. How much time were you spending on back end admin work, and how did that change when you started working with Marichris, your assistant?
it's changed significantly for the better. Yeah, like I was spending a lot of time, especially because it's sales and it's tools, right? So it changes a lot. Like this is the number you call for this, and these are the people that answer. But now it's like different. Like as time goes on, it's not always the same. So you do spend a lot of time on the back end, getting deals through. I got to call this person for the permit. I got to call this person for that. I'm having a problem with X, Y, and Z. So hard to put a number on it, but definitely a lot of time that takes you away from the doors where you could be out selling, but sometimes you'd have to dedicate it. I would dedicate like a whole day sometimes just doing like I call it bucket work,
Yeah,
right? Like I got to call this for this deal, and I have a list of maybe 10 deals I'm working on, and I got to make calls for 5 or 6 of them to get them to
yeah,
move. It's really you get your occasional really smooth ones where just from start to finish. You don't really have any issues, but that's very rare in this industry. Like this person needs a title, or this person needs this for the account to move forward, or the tenant needs to sign X, Y, and Z, and that they're sending the wrong documents. A lot of back end stuff. Um,
hmm,
and ever since I've had the assistant in Marichris, it's just been so smooth. Now my job is super easy. I just go out, I do my job, I close deals, I still help the office and do all that stuff, but she helps me a lot with the back end. It is extremely rare where there's something that she can't solve for me, and it's usually because it's something brand new that I'm experiencing for the first time as well. And then we
yeah,
figure it out within a day, so it's not like what do we do here and we're stuck. Like we still resolve it in like the longest I've seen it take was a day. Um, so really good having a problem solver working alongside me.
I love that. So, how has having an assistant allowed you to either increase your income or increase your standing, your position in the office, kind of advancement?
Yeah, so it's helped tremendously, um, to say the least. When you have more responsibilities, it means more time taken away from knocking, and stuff like that. So not having an assistant handling the back end stuff, I truly like don't know what I would do. Um, with as soon as I was tasked with flip like trying to flip deals and stuff, that's it. They could take I'm working on refining it, but right now as it stands, it takes like a day or two to do. So if I had to do that on top of all the back end stuff, like I'd have to squeeze in my job, squeeze in knocking, squeeze in closing deals. I don't have to do that now. I could
Yeah.
dedicate a new position to 1 or 2 days and still go out and do the rest of my job the rest of the week, knowing my assistant's going to handle all the back end stuff. I just put in volume, and then every day I just get a list from her of here's where everything is. Here's what I did. I moved this one forward for you. This one we're waiting on a permit. Whatever it is, I look forward to that report every day. And every time I look at the report, things are moving forward. And if something's not moving forward, she's like, this is what we're working on to get it to move forward. There's never like, what are we doing, Jared? Can you handle this? Like I don't have to do really anything. Very rare.
Love to hear that. And tell me a little bit more about like how it's affected your mindset, how it's helped you before you had the assistant, were you stressed out or was it painful having to deal with all this stuff? And how has that changed now working with Marichris?
So now that I've been working with Marichris for a while, to be completely honest, I forgot what it's like not to have an assistant. But so it was the holidays one time, and it was only 2 days. She took her 2 days, right, as she should. She deserves every day off. But it was like 2 days where I'm going through my back end stuff. I'm like, wait, how do you do this again? And I'm like, I had to do it myself, and I was like, man, I do not miss doing this stuff because it is time consuming, and you're G chatting this person, and that person's got to make a group, and it's just so yeah. Ever since I've had the assistant, it's been so the word's easy. It's just been easier. The job is not easy, but she makes it. It's very nice. I look forward to every day getting my report from her. I don't have to think about okay, where are all my deals? Every day I know where all my deals are, and I can kind of like envision, this is when it's going to go to install because she's giving me the layout every day.
Hmm.
It just takes a big like weight off your shoulders. No, you don't have to doctor every single account you have and have a long list of where is everything at. She just gives
Yeah.
that every day, and yeah, that's what I look forward to the most every day. Like I don't even think about my accounts. I just think, okay, what are my responsibilities for the office? What are my hours I'm going to knock and close deals today? I don't have
Yeah.
to worry about where my accounts are that I've already closed because she's just going to show me where they're all at and move them
Yeah.
forward accordingly. Yeah.
And if you didn't have your assistant, Marichris, how much less time do you think you would have to focus on selling? How much time taken away from closing deals do you think you would have more or less? Is it 50%, 25%?
It depends what my volume is for the week, but I mean, yeah, like
Yeah.
it's saving me a lot. There's no doubt about it, a lot of time. Like if at least 30 minutes to a couple hours a day,
Uh-huh.
yeah, I'd say. Back end stuff can pile up sometimes, especially when you're not entirely sure how to move it forward. Because
Yeah.
sometimes it's we think you got to do this to move it forward. No, never mind. Call this person. No, never mind. We got that wrong. Call that guy back again. And it's it could be I don't know, frustrating is the word, but it gets kind of like, oh my god, like is this ever going to move forward? Who do I need to talk to?
Yeah.
Um, and she just cuts all that out. So yeah, on any given week, she saves me hours of time for sure.
Love to hear that. And so, what would you say to somebody who's on the fence about investing in an assistant? They're maybe wondering, is the juice really worth the squeeze?
Yeah, if you're on the fence and you have like medium volume, for me, medium volume is you're getting like three accounts a week at least. Like there's it's a no brainer. Um, it's a no brainer. Like why would you want to do all this back end work if you don't have to? Even if
Yeah.
you get an extra, like how even if your volume is kind of light, if you can get an extra hour or 2 hours a day in our profession, like that could be night and day. That could be the deal that was waiting for you. That's a really good deal, but you weren't able to get to that deal that day because you're doing all this back end stuff and you're tired, and so it gives you more flexibility to go out and get more volume, knowing that they're gonna she's gonna handle the back end stuff for you. You know, Um, so yeah, fence sitters to me with this is it's a no brainer. I think it's foolish. I tell I tell everybody that when I see people in the office especially complaining about back end stuff taking too long or this or that, I'm like, what are you doing? It's very cool. Like what are you doing? Like this, we have there's assistants that can help you with this. So
Yeah.
yeah, fence sitters, like get off the fence. Let's just do it.
Right on, Jared. Well, thank you so much. Really appreciate
Yeah.
you connecting with me today. And it's been awesome working with you over this last about year and a half now, I think. And
Yeah, it's been a minute.
yeah, we'll look forward to a lot more time working with you in the future.
Absolutely. Appreciate you.
All right. Thanks.
Take care.